Today is Friday, August 1st, 2025. Small red day for me. I'm down about 70 bucks, which is right at 3.1% for the day. I took 6 trades. I went 50% on that. I went three green and 3 red. Of course, my losers outperformed my winners today, and I knew that even as I was taking the trades and working them. I was sitting on my losers too long. And the whole point of me upping my trading volume is to get out of losers quicker because I get to make another trade. And I still just sat on my trades as I'm sitting there watching them being losing trades. And I'm just, well, maybe they'll come back. Maybe they'll come back. And then it gets, and I start losing another cent or two. Well, it'll make that up, and then it'll climb a little bit higher, and I'll take less of a loss. And then it just keeps getting worse and worse. I just got to get out of these trades. What am I doing? Um, so looking back at the day, I'm just mad at myself for being that way. I've told myself now that I'm doing this style of trading with higher volumes, and I'm going to continue to try and increase my trades per day each week. Next week, instead of doing 6, I'm gonna try and take 10 trades. Um, and I know I'm not telling myself I have to take X amount of trades per day, but what I'm trying to get myself out of the habit of doing is just not committing to anything and then watching a lot of shit happen and then committing to bull crap because it's, FOMO's set in. I've been watching charts for 2 hours and I haven't done anything with it. So taking more trades allows me to commit to trades, allows me to take smaller profits and be happy, and theoretically allows me to get out of shitty trades close to break even as I can. Didn't do that today, of course, but that's how it went today. The biggest thing about today was I sat on these freaking losers for no reason. I knew pretty right off the bat that they weren't going to do what I thought they were going to do, so I should have just got out then. A couple of them I could have even taken a small profit, but once I saw that it wasn't going to hit the mark I was expecting it to hit, I should have taken it or cut it off, halfway quicker than I did. The winning trades I did hesitate on, which is a problem of mine, but I'm still smart enough to take profit on some of my trades, so I know I'm not too far off the mark, but I gotta get out of these losing trades. There's no reason for it. It's just costing me progress at this point, and I know that I can do it. I just have to take a shot at my pride every now and then. And who gives a shit? I mean, I'd rather have half of a loss and a shot on my pride because I clicked the button at the wrong time versus just sitting on it and making it worse. And now I look even dumber to myself. So, not a great mental day, but it is what it is. Life will go on. Not the best way to end the week, not the best way to start the month. So, take this as a learning day and think about how much better I could have done all weekend and then turn some profit on Monday. All right. This is my first move of the morning on Friday. Ticker BTAI, 1 minute chart. We had a big squeeze here with high volume, almost a little bit of a reversal, and then we started climbing back up. I almost bought in on the very bottom of this dip. I was like, man, I just don't know. After this big reversal candle here, I wanted to really wait and see this out. So I didn't quite buy the bottom of this candle. Once we got established above the high of this green candle, I made an entry. I got to like the 169 mark. We'd already kind of topped off at like 176 here, so I was expecting just a retest of that. Once I saw 175 on the bid, click sell, boom, and nice little sniper, about 6 cents of profit a share there. Nothing to complain about. A nice stress-free way to start my morning. This is my second move of the morning Friday. This is after the market open now. I only got to take one pre-market trade today. This is the ticker TNON 1 minute chart, and we had a nice squeeze coming off the market open. We squeezed from around $1.20 up to $1.75 right here. Had a big dip. I bought the dip, expecting it to go from 175 climbed to $2 mark. What ended up happening was I got in around 174, I think, and this candle topped out about 182, which matches this candle here. I did not take that profit because I was expecting to rip here, but all it did was ship the bed on me from there. I ended up sitting on this far too long. I got out at the 150 mark, which is kind of where this consolidated, and then of course it started coming back up. Looking at the chart pattern here, I mean, it would have taken several minutes to even get back to break even, but it did end up tickling that $2 mark. It just was, 10 minutes after I thought it was going to. So went from green to red on this trade. Wasn't super thrilled with that, but my own fault for sitting so long. I could have cut this off far sooner once I saw the volume go the wrong way on me here. This is one of those where I should have done better at losing. This is my third trade, just a few minutes after that loser of a trade. Got it in back here around the 160 mark, expecting to retest the 175 mark. And that's exactly what I did. I got filled at 166. I squeezed up to 175. I took that profit and called it good on a second green trade for the day. This is my fourth trade of the day, and another red one for me. This is Lobo, 1 minute chart. This has been moving pretty good in the pre-market. This is a far cheaper stock than what I kind of like to trade, but it was moving, so I was still flirting with it. I had a little squeeze here at the market open, consolidated a little bit, and then we had a big squeeze through the dollar mark. We tipped out at 107 here, started to come back. What I was expecting here was a little rebound into the 90s and then back up to the 105, 107 mark again. On this candle, I bought in as it's dipping down. I got in at 95. And then all it did was continue to go south. There was no rebounding at all on this. I really thought we would get a quick rebound back to the dollar mark, and I was wrong. And I was way wrong. And I just ended up sitting on this. And I ended up getting out here in this consolidation area around the 84-cent mark. I was really expecting a squeeze back up to the dollar mark, and I just sat on this for too many candles. And we ended up squeezing back up to right at $1 a few minutes, a few candles after I got out. But I mean, we had already got down, I think this tipped like 80 cents, which was like a 15-cent loss on a cheap stock for me. So that was flirting with a really big loser. Luckily, we kind of consolidated back a little closer to break even for me, but still I lost 11 cents on this. Not a great trade. I was just expecting a little dip and rebound, and it didn't rebound at all. It just held that rejection. So that was, a lot of times that works, and this time it just didn't work out. This is my fifth trade on Friday morning. Back to TNON. We're starting to squeeze here from the $2 range up to the 250s. I bought in right here on this green candle after we kind of tested the 9 EMA. As we started ripping back up, I got in the 220s. After watching this candle form for a little while, I thought we were going to have enough volume to kind of break through the 50 mark and maybe tickle 55. We topped out right at like 247, 248. I didn't click sell because I thought we were going to break through 250, but we didn't. As we started coming back down, I decided I was going to hold it and see where this held off. Because I made a nice entry down to the 220s, I knew I still had some wiggle room to get it back up to 250. It did the same thing. It tickled like 245 right here. Didn't sell because I thought we were going to squeeze back to 250. Didn't quite happen. On this time, though, once we started to come back down, I got out. I still made 15 cents a share profit on this move. So nice, clean move. I could have done a little better on my exit, but I was expecting us to break through the 250 mark. And as you can see, this whole move topped out at 248. So we never quite hit that mark. Still made a nice profit, though. This is my final move Friday morning. This is still the ticker TNON. This is just a few minutes after the 250 breakout. We kind of consolidated down here in the 160s or so. Then we started kind of curling back up. The MACD was starting to cross over. Volume was getting a little better. I got in here in the 180s, expecting to come back to the $2 mark. I was really thinking we were going to break VWAP here. The VWAP was at like 190, and I thought we were gonna hit the $2 range here. We did not do that. I got in the 180s. It kind of stayed flat for a minute and then started going south on me. I ended up getting out. I think I only lost about 6 or 7 cents a share on this trade, so not a bad loser. Kind of just a false breakout. I mean, the volume, looking at it, it seemed high at the time, but it really wasn't high compared to what it had been doing earlier in the session. So I should have kind of known better. But it is what it is. At this point, it just kind of stayed flat, in a nice consolidation range there, and it was kind of done for a while. So I should have seen that coming. It had already kind of done that for several minutes already. I don't know why I expected it to just all of a sudden start ripping again, but it got me, and I gave back some of my previous profit. Ended the day red, so not a great way to end my Friday. Not a great way to end my week, but it is what it is. Life will go on, and what do we say? We live to trade another day.